We've got some really cool stuff that we're going to roll out. This is actually the first that we're doing for all Cub leaders. Cub leaders, where you're a den leader, a Cub parent, a Cub master, you name it. And then if you're a commissioner or chair, anybody like that, welcome. But we are excited to roll out the 2024, 2025, kind of the year-round new recruiting model. And special thanks to y'all for being a part of this and all the things that y'all do in scouting, because it wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here doing this if it wasn't for you. So I think we've got some exciting stuff that you're going to like to hear, and hopefully you are, but it's a big change. I don't want to take much thunder from it, but I'm extremely excited about it. I would tell you it's probably 4, 5, 6 years in the making of Bert banging me over the head of what we need to do. And I had to admit to him that you're right, Bert, we're going to do it. So we're doing it, and I am 100% all in with this. Bert is my partner, and looking forward to y'all joining us in this endeavor. So thanks for joining for us tonight, and want to appreciate once again all of y'all and look forward to what we have in store for the next 50-ish minutes. We'll do our best to keep this under an hour. So take it away, Bert. I'll watch the lobby.
Super. All right. And I want to just join in, and Ben's thanks to all of you who are here, because it's our adult leaders that are why we will grow scouting. Adult leaders in packs and troops and crews are the ones who are delivering the local program. That's what connects families to scouting. That's what allows kids to get the most out of the scouting program. So thank you so much for all you do and all you have done. So the big, I want to review tonight, what you need to know now. And this is sort of our big picture table of contents. The big change this year is pack run recruiting, not professional run recruiting. We're going to review the steps to successful and sustainable recruiting. We're also going to drill a little bit into the details of pack run school sign-up nights, because with more power to the packs, you've also, with, great power comes great responsibility. So we want to be sure people know how that will operate. And we are opening up ourselves to the fact that recruiting can happen in all seasons. And it may happen in different ways. Recruiting is not just school sign-up nights. Recruiting can be more during the course of a year. And so we'll get into that briefly at the end. So big change for 2024. We've said it, pack run recruiting. Packs will get to run how they want to recruit, and recruit in ways that are going to work for them. Frankly, this graphic shows how school sign-up nights were too often run. Often there was either no or not enough pack participation. Often it was the DE in contact with the school and then setting up the school sign-up night. And I'm shocked to realize that there were many sign-up nights where it was just the DE with a bunch of new parents taking their applications and then handing off the contact information to a pack to hopefully deliver a Cub Scouting program. And there's kind of a disconnect there, because the DE isn't going to be the Cub master. The DE is not the den leader. It's going to be a pack that's the den leader. So we think a better way is to have DEs use their skills, use their knowledge to work with packs, to let packs contact schools and create their school sign-up night and better connect with families from that school. And by doing that, it's not the DE doing 20, 30, 60 school sign-up nights, 1 or 2 people covering themselves in that way. Instead, it'll be the district executives empowering those pack leaders in order to be effective deliverers of the Cub Scout program and recruiters. And that creates a dramatic force multiplier of those district executives as they unleash their teams to run recruiting at school and sign-up nights. So some may wonder, why do we want to put packs in charge? And frankly, there's a lot of good reasons for that. It's your local pack program. And if it's your local program, you can sell what you do better than a district executive can, because You're the ones who are going to be there the following week and month and the rest of the year in order to lead these scouts and to work with the families. So you know your local needs and your local opportunities and what you can do in your local neighborhoods much better than your district executive can. Frankly, a lot of PACs already apply the tips that we've got in this plan. These steps for successful and sustainable recruiting are not something that was cooked up in the basement laboratory of the Volunteer Service Center. These were ideas that we pulled out of successful PACs, how they were successful at recruiting by following the steps that we're going to apply. And so we want to see that replicated in more and more PACs, because those steps can help PACs plan. And by following those planning steps, we can help PACs succeed and do better than they would have if we just had a district executive go to a school sign-up night and bring back copies of 40 youth applications. Because not every PAC can handle 40 youth applications. PAC needs or PAC capacity varies. The main issue is, how many engaged leaders do you have? Frankly, here's a picture of 70 Cub Scouts. Can 2 leaders lead 70 Cub Scouts? Looking at it from a sign-up perspective, should we recruit 70 Cub Scout leaders into a 2-leader PAC? Now, many of you are going to say, wait, you need 5 leaders on the roster in order to charter a PAC, and that is true. But many of us also know, when we look at the 5 leaders in a PAC, that there's a couple who are really engaged working with the youth, and there may be 2 or 3 who are on the roster but doing the background administrative stuff. It may be a charter organization representative who is truly just the youth minister at the church and is not, in fact, a den leader. It may be somebody who helps in the background, maybe as a mentor to den leaders, but often there's some PACs that only have a couple of leaders, and we need to recognize that their capacity is different, because too many youth and not enough adults is only going to lead to trouble. And historically, that means poor retention. So let's look at where Atlanta has ranked in recruiting. This looks at stats in the top 100 largest councils by total available youth. And last year, the percentage of total available youth recruited in Atlanta, we were number 2 out of 100 in the country. Number 1 was Northeast Georgia Council, our neighbor. So what about Cub adults? Sadly, as you can see, the answer was we were number 96. And that's based on the whole year. What was our ratio of youth to adults? You want to have more adults per youth in order to have good coverage, because you've got to have small enough dens in order to really connect with the kids. And I will admit that we rank low, like a lot of councils that recruit a lot of youth, because if you recruit a lot of youth, you're naturally going to have a ratio of adult leaders that's out of whack. But there's no way that really we should be so low at on that list. We can do better at that. One thing we can't do better at is the work that our district executives did. They know how to do youth recruiting at sign-up nights. They have got mad skills as far as that goes. So we are not putting them on the bench, but instead we are going to tap them in a different way to share their mad skills with PAC leaders. And let me pass it to Ben for a second to talk about how his field staff team will be deployed this year.
So don't steal my thunder, Bert. Thank you for that. As you can see, the I guess what you call is a double helix. It's very important that the volunteer and the professionals work together like that. As in any helix there, if it's a breakdown, then it doesn't work. And as Bert shared, we for the longest time, ever since I've been involved, the membership campaign has been solely, for the majority part, driven by the staff. And you have the examples like Bert shared, where the executive goes and does the sign up and then drops off 35 applications to you. But we're here to share with you that it is a true collaboration. It's not one that we're just saying, hey, PACs, go do your recruitments. and it's not those that the PACs are saying, hey, executives, go run the signups. So just want to make sure that you're not at it alone. We are very much still here, and we're going to do our best through these types of trainings to share the knowledge that we've learned, that I've learned over the past 20 years of how to recruit people, and add the new elements of what Bert's talking about in the presentation about how we partner with you, which will probably be a little bit later. How he'll explain is like when you as the volunteers are up in front and meet and the families are seeing you versus me, I can talk them into signing up, but I can't tell them about your local program like you can. And so making sure that the district professionals are working and coaching you all and helping train the PACs to run your signups is what's really going to take us into the future and create sustainability. Because what we're doing is we're elevating the recruitment of adults and retention to the same level of number of scouts recruited. And we believe the biggest significant piece of this is more involvement from PAC leaders, your parents, and being involved. So there's a ton of resources that Bert and I have worked on that they're at your fingertips. There'll be links throughout this presentation to get to them, but just wanted to point out a couple. The Guide to Cub Scout Family Recruiting is available to you. There's actually a script of how to do a sign up that has changed, I think, significantly from when I wrote it, where it was just, we used to go the model of, hey, let's get in and out, 18 minutes. Let's don't talk anybody out of scouting. We want to slow down a little bit. We still have a time restraint to stay in at the schools because we're at the mercies of the schools, but we have a nice script that tells you kind of, it plays it out for you nicely of what to do. And then we have a school playbook that coaches you for the signups. And then there's also the Atlanta Area Council recruiting resource page. So there's a lot of good stuff out there. And that's just 4 bullets of what's out there. There's tons more resources out there, but I just wanted to reiterate, thanks Bert for letting me have a chance to talk about that, about the partnership with the professionals and the PACs, but it really is our future. And I believe it's going to increase our overall membership growth. And it's going to hopefully, I don't like using the word easy, but it's going to impact you as leaders by getting more adults. I think you're going to have more adults engaged because they're going to meet you as family members to join. So thank you, Bert. I think that's covers my part for a little bit.
All right, well, let's talk about the 6 steps for successful recruiting. They are in the Guide to Cub Scout Family Recruiting that Ben just mentioned. It starts with a calendar of fun activities, promoting that so that people get excited about what you're doing. As you do that, recruit helpers and leaders at the schools, build close relationships. And if you build that foundation, wow, you can really have a tremendous set of sign-up events. And once you do those, you want to have more Den and PAC activities and joining opportunities. So let's spend some time, because it's important, on what those steps are. Step 1, calendar of fun family activities. This is why, especially families who don't know what Cub Scouting is, are going to join you. And it's also why families who knew what Cub Scouting was back when they were a kid will join you, because Cub Scouting is not the arts and crafts program that current parents knew back when they were a kid. It is an outdoor, active, camping, nature, hiking program. So what you do, what you lay out there as your activities that are going to get people out is why they'll join. So you want to be sure that you have a plan and specific activities so that parents see this is something we want our family to do. And it's a fact. We got to show them. This is data from the most recent Voice of the Scout survey that asked about it. The percentage of Cub Scout parents who agree that scouting is a great value for the money has dropped 22% from 2018 to 2022. And that's even before we had the 12-month subscription that they would need to sign up for at School Night for Scouting or in the fall, because that has dramatically changed over the year. What you used to have to pay at a fall sign-up night was a nominal amount. You know, that visual shows that in 2019, you could drop $8 as your prorated portion for the rest of the calendar year to join in October at a PAC. And, if the pack makes it, great. And if it doesn't, you lost $8. That's not a big deal. Well, at $85 a year, that's still a big deal. So a family needs to know that there is value in signing up, because they've got to drop serious money when they are joining you at any point in the year. They need to know that the program is there and the program is local. So to show value, build your program. What are you going to do that will be attractive to families, that they will think these are things that would be fun to do? These will be opportunities, to learn important things like how to swim, how to ride a bike, impart values like service to the community, and basically make attractive events so that families want to do scouting with you. Don't just share, we're going to meet every other Monday night for an hour, because that doesn't tell them what you're doing. Here's an example of an activity plan that a pack leader or two could put together that can be attractive to a school, to families in a school, when they see what it is your pack is going to do. Now, your pack may not like all of these. You may have people who are claustrophobic, so in January, you might not want to go cave camping. You may, not have anybody who's really interested in fishing, so maybe you swap out fishing for something else. But if you find people that want to engage in these activities, that's going to attract them, even if they've never done it before. You might have parents who say, I've never been fishing, I would like to learn about it. That said, you're going to have a lot of school families where when you get to meet them, you're going to find what one pack in South Fulton County found years ago, that when they were pitching for leaders, most of the parents were like, I can't be a leader, that's too much. But when they then started to ask, what do you like to do? They found parents who like to golf, bowl, fish, ski, barbecue. And they found ways to engage all of those families, so that there were golfing events, there were fishing events. They went deep sea fishing in the spring. They did golf, starting at putt-putts, going to a driving range, going to a par 3. They went skiing up in North Carolina. They had their tailgating dads who were proud of their barbecue skills organize a pack cookout, an Iron Chef contest. So when you find out what people want to do, you can build a robust activity plan that's much more than just going to meetings every other week. So for more tips on that, there is a resource page and a video about how to plan your best year ever. We will be updating that, I believe, in the next month or so. But it's got lots of tips about ways to build an attractive program, and also go through the BSA administrative elements of that, like creating a budget. So step 2, you've got a calendar of activities. You've agreed on it. You've put it into the PAC's minute book, and the secretary has duly recorded it. Well, that's not good enough. You have to share it. You have to promote your PAC program, starting with current families, then to future families, and get the word out about what it is you're going to do. Create some sort of handout that you as a leader, but more importantly, your parents can share, so that new families can get the basic information about what you do. Now, there's no one way to share that. A PAC packet flyer is one we like. One sheet of paper, 2 sides. We'll show an example in a second. Handing that out is good, but posting it on social media is also great. Facebook, Insta, whatever you do, wherever your PAC families live. That includes newsletters, websites, and bulletin boards. No, not just your PAC website, but think about your school and church, neighborhood bulletin boards, neighborhood listservs. That what attracted my attention to Cub Scouts 20 years ago was somebody in my neighborhood posting on our listserv about their PAC joining event at the neighborhood pool. And it was cool because it was pictures of their kids. The council can provide you with great materials like yard signs and standees and posters and trifolds and peer-to-peer cards. You can send letters and postcards. How quaint. If you have flyers or other items like trifolds, you can deliver them at school. Maybe inside the school, maybe you'll get permission to hand them out at carpool, maybe at the PTA. And parent-to-parent communication, whether it's emails or texts or calls or group chats. A lot of class families will have group communication. That can be a way for you to empower your parents to promote PAC activities. So here's an example of a PAC packet flyer. Pretty simple, one sheet, 2 pages. The first page has pictures of kids. That's intentional. When kids see that at registration day or when they go back to school and they see a stack of those outside the administrator's office, they are happy to hand those out to their friends and say, look, 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 that's me. Please come and join us. For parents, the backside gives them just a key bit of information with breaking news, frankly, for most parents, that girls can be Cub Scouts. Parents lead Cub Scout adventures and you can do it. And then this sheet gives some previews of upcoming activities, a pool party, a hike, a couple overnights in September and October, a Veterans Day parade, family faith events, a big overnight trip. They actually went to Mobile, a Pinewood Derby, spring camping that's turned into 2 camping weekends. So there's plenty of that. And there's also these QR codes, and these are different. This one will take you, the one on page 1 will take you directly to the PAC website for more information. And this QR code will actually launch an email to a PAC leader so that the PAC leader can be right in touch with them and replying without having to look up the email address. So you can make it easy to get your information out to families. But key is, for Cub Masters and Den leaders, empower your parents to do parent-to-parent, peer-to-peer recruiting. If you have those PAC packets, give multiple copies to your parents and encourage them to pass them out. Empower your scouts. Kid-to-kid recruiting is great, and then reward them. They can get that recruiter patch if they help recruit somebody to join the PAC. Another way to promote your unit, whether you know it or not, whether you like Be a Scout or not, families that Google scouting near me will land at the Be a Scout site. So if you can show what you do and give people information so that they can contact you, that can be super useful. And you can have a description of your activities. You can use 500 characters. Cool to say something that is attractive, something more than we meet every other Monday. Because there's more information on this than there is in example 2 down here, which just says we have dens for boys or girls, and maybe you'll get some more information if you click that link. So that takes us to step 3, recruiting more leaders and helpers. Now, truly, more leaders is the most important thing, but we put it 3rd in our steps because by coming up with ideas for activities and promoting those ideas for activities, you are going to get some feedback from people. When you put on your PAC packet flyer that you're thinking about going to space camp next February, you may have a parent who says, oh, space camp, I loved that when I was a kid. That may be your space camp leader if that parent is really fired up about space camp and the fun time they had there. So we put it there, but I want to just cover a little bit about why it's so darned important to recruit more leaders. Because the #1 reason, according to Voice of the Scout surveys, why families left Cub Scouting was poor leadership. And you want more? The second most important reason was other, but the answers as to what made up other were concerns of leader, meeting, and leadership, which sounds like poor meeting and bad leadership. After that were we didn't feel welcome, which meant maybe the leader had too much to do and couldn't really interact with every family to make them feel welcome because the poor leader's trying to put on a program. Next was my child was no longer interested, which could be a sign of the den leader is overworked and couldn't make every other Monday's meeting super special. And then the worst is at the bottom that they never received communication. And frankly, some of that we have seen by the sign-up nights that were done where somebody collected applications and handed them off to a pack that wasn't really ready to go with the program. So, you might have got communication later, but by then families had abandoned Cub Scouting. So we need to turn parents into helpers and turn helpers into leaders, create a team of parent leaders, become a pack that has a culture of every parent helps. And one of the things that I like the most is do team training, train all the parent leaders to deliver the Cub Scout program, because if they train together, like here's Pack 703 with on the left-hand side, you can see their special guest at the training that they had last fall. If they all get together, they're going to stay and brainstorm to deliver a better program for their kid, because they're going to be amped about doing Cub Scouting. Because that's our goal. Our goal isn't to give kids a great hour of programming every other Monday. Our goal is stronger families through scouting, to let each child see their dad, their mom, as a superhero who is being a leader, not just for him, but for all the kids in the den. And then the parent's going to feel more love and is going to feel respected in the community. And we've got lots of ideas about how to make that happen. I wish there were one thing we could say to say, do this and you'll get more leaders. Sadly, there is no silver bullet. There is only a lot of buckshot or a quiver of arrows. And we have some materials that we categorize under 50 ways to lure a leader. Apologies to Paul Simon for his song, 50 Ways to Leave a Lover. But 50 Ways to Lure a Leader includes ideas like creating that culture of leadership through policies like Every Parent Helps, finding ways to communicate with adults, communication with everybody, communication with individuals, one-on-one asks, using activities as a lure. I've described that some now, described that recently about how you can use that to get people to volunteer. Making sure you are recognizing leaders and helpers so that people feel appreciated. And then right size the jobs you have. You don't want somebody to think, I can't help the pack because the only jobs are too big. I can't be a den leader. I can't be a cub master. If you right size the jobs so that people can do a small part of a big job, you can make it possible for people to step up, work together, and deliver the program. So there's a wealth of material there. Some of it will have to be revised when we get the new Cub Scout advancement materials. We are pretty sure that we will at least have to update our advancement materials to help support dens of mixed rank or of mixed grades, because it's going to be hard to have a den that has 3 kindergartners, 3 first graders, and 3 second graders and balance 3 books. But we've found a way to do that under the current advancement program. We will create materials for the new advancement program if those are lacking when we have the rollout, and we'll fill in any gaps that we see that we can support through resources to help parents step up and lead their scouts in advancement adventures. So we've done activities, we're promoting them, we're finding leaders. Now let's make friends with the school and community organizations so that we have got a place where we are welcome. And serving your school and community is going to make them love you. You will build relationships. They will love you more if you do service projects like Adopt a School. And when you do those, don't just get done, go home, enter it in Scout Book. Share your pictures, share your videos, share your stories, because if you plant a flower bed at the school on a weekend and nobody from the school is there, it didn't happen. You got to give the pictures, the videos, the stories so that it gets in the school newsletter, website, e-blast, however they do that. And that way more families will know what you're doing. You'll make sure the school staff knows what you're doing. And that can be a great way to make friends and create a win-win relationship. And it doesn't have to be big service. You can have your pack help your school by just like being there at the meet and greet day at the end of July and open the door and welcome families, back to Sixes Elementary. It's pretty simple, but pretty helpful. And the school will appreciate if you do something little like that, or you have a core of scouts and their parents who are going to raise and lower the flag every day when they come to school. The administrators will love you for it. And so build those relationships, get to know school contacts from principal all the way down to everybody on the staff, because you don't know who's important. Get connected with your PTA, PTO. If you are a former parent at the school like I am, you're probably not the person who has an in. So be sure that you recruit somebody to be your school contact. And if you do that, if you make friends, you can probably get some help from the school. You might, at the meet and greet registration day open house, you might not just get a table. You might be allowed space for a tent, a big display, a Pinewood Derby track. Maybe you get to set up a fire pit outside and make s'mores for people coming and going. Because I guarantee you that if they have one of your s'mores, they will want more when they come camping with you and stay up late at night around a campfire. So you got that foundation: activities, promotion, leaders, good school relationships. Now it's time for sign-up events, because if you have that foundation, you are ready to go. You are ready to launch. And you may have picked up, just through your promotion and meet and greet registration days, you may have picked up dozens of new families already. So this is putting the cherry on the sundae to make sure everybody has the opportunity to connect with you at sign-up events, which are both school sign-up nights and fun pack joining events. More than one, ideally, because you want to have plenty of opportunity for families to come and test drive Cub Scouting to be sure they can decide, do I want to invest $85 plus in order to do this program? Are these leaders and families that I want to hang out with? Those can give you the opportunity. So our resources for sign-up events work for both school sign-up night and pack fun events, because every fun den and pack family event can be an opportunity for a new family to join. Your current families and leaders can invite families to take a test drive. Come on our bike ride, come to our pool party, come to our cookout, come to our Pinewood Derby. And be sure your parents are primed not to just sit back, but to have people that you delegate to be sure that they welcome anybody who's new, to make people feel like they belong, and to do that peer-to-peer, parent-to-parent, and kid-to-kid selling, so that they feel like this is a community that we want to be in. Because we know from anybody who's involved with youth groups like this, or at your church or in your community, is familiar with the fact that there are lots of families who want a place of belonging. So we can do that through having events that are welcoming opportunities for families to come check us out. And then when they like you, sign them up. Now, school night will be different. School sign-up nights will now be run by pack and den leaders. Your district executive may not be there. That said, if you need your district executive there, or somebody, a district volunteer, they can coach you. They will coach you in advance, but you can, if you need them, you can get somebody to attend your school sign-up night, provided you arrange your calendars. We also think it's going to be super different, and we'll repeat this in a second, but we want you to encourage current families to attend, to do that peer-to-peer, scout-to-scout recruiting, because they know scouting. If they like scouting, they can hopefully show up to be part of a pep rally to start the year, and that can help you encourage new families to join, better than if you have some gray-bearded former den leader like me telling them why scouting is great. Parents who love scouting and who say their kids love scouting, even if they don't understand all of the methods of Cub Scouting are your best salespeople, because they can get other families to join just by saying, my kid loves it, looks forward to it so much. So use them.
I was going to jump in real quickly. And this is also when I was talking about when other families see other parents there, they're more willing to, it's a realization to them that I'm not dropping my child off here. I see other moms, I see other dads. This is where I'm going to get involved. And so that's where it's really going to impact the new families, not just signing their son and daughters up, but the whole family. And that's really what we're going for, is get the whole family more helpers helping. So just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, you're right. And so school sign up night key tool is going to be the plan and script for the pack to tailor to their needs, to their program. And so those resources, the plan, the Word version of the plan and script, that's the fancy cover page. It says edit for your pack, and that QR code in the corner is where you will find that Word version that you can download and edit to fit you. And I want to show just a little bit about a few snips of what's in there. So the script, has sections of a welcome and an overview of what you're doing at your event. A little bit on your pack activity highlights. Going to have to give some intro to what dens are. You're probably going to want to have a pitch about den leadership, even if you have 6 den leaders by July 4th. If you end up having 100 families interested in your pack, you're probably going to want to have 12 den leaders, plus assistants and other helpers. Then discussion about uniforms, where frankly, between the registration fee, local program fees, and uniform costs to get kitted up from cap to socks, you probably, if you are like a lot of packs and say, we're an above the waist pack and we don't care if you get the neckerchief, make that clear to families when you're doing a sign up, so that they don't see that cost is going to be a barrier. Did I say cost? You do need to outline what the costs are, and we'll show that in just a second. And then the last step is to close the sale, to be sure that you give people the opportunity to say, yes, sign me up. I'm delivering, my paper application, or here's the screenshot. I have signed up through Be a Scout Online. I am part of your pack now. So you'll open with a greeting, not by the district executive, but by probably a Cub Master, the Cub Master or the chair. So one of the 2 key leaders. That's going to lead into a discussion of what the key pack activities are. That doesn't have to keep being the Cub Master or the committee chair, but could be another volunteer. And the concept is to briefly pump up a few of the key fun activities you're going to have, like, we're going camping here, we're going to do a hike there, we're going to do a Pinewood Derby. This is what a Pinewood Derby car looks like. We're going to go biking, we're going to go fishing, we're going to do rockets, we're going to go deep sea fishing on the Gulf Coast. We're going to add things that you guys like to do because we're all here together. Now, the next section is all about dens and handbooks and advancement, because unless families have somebody who was in Cub Scouting when they were young, they probably have no idea how this works. And frankly, some people will be surprised that kindergartners can be in Cub Scouts these days, or girls. So you want to briefly describe how your kids are going to be in a small group of 6 to 8 kids ideally, that are from the same grade, or grades right next to each other, in groups we call dens, and briefly describe what these animals are and what a Webelos is, but briefly, so that they know the basics, which is, my kid is going to be with other kids his age, and the kindergartners aren't freaking out thinking that they are going to be always doing things with those big, tall 5th graders, and the 5th graders aren't freaking out thinking they have to babysit the kindergartners, because that's how we do the program. It's belonging to a den. So I'm skipping down past recruiting den leaders and uniforms, and again, get different people to pitch, how you do it. Your uniform person might be a mom who helps out, maybe somebody who helps out with a uniform bank. Your den leader pitch to come help den leaders could be several den leaders briefly saying why they love being a den leader. Won't you join our team? So next section, costs. We know what the BSA national registration fee is going to be. It'll be $85 for 12 months, but your PAC needs to disclose to families, so there's no surprises, no bait and switch, what your local PAC program fee or your dues are and what your PAC provides for those dues. The example I have here is we're going to pay for adventure loops and pins and rank badges, Pinewood Derby cars, thrifty event supplies to make the program fun. Maybe your PAC's deal is that you pay for the adult leader national BSA registration fees. P.S. That's a nice thing to do. Maybe you have PAC t-shirts that you provide for everybody who joins, blue and gold banquet costs. So whatever you are providing, whatever is the value that you're trading for the PAC local program fee, whether it's $40, $60, $80, disclose that. Other options. What do you have to pay to get signed up tonight? Option one, the option that you might prefer to get people signed up simply, is just pay the BSA fees now. We'll do the PAC program fees or dues later. There are some PACs that might want to collect a bit of down payment on those program fees, especially if you're handing out a t-shirt in exchange for signing up. So maybe you want to take a partial payment of $10 to cover the cost of a t-shirt for the kids so that right away from the jump, they can put something on that says, I'm in this PAC. And the third element of costs that you do want to cover is pitch fundraisers that your PAC is doing or might do if there's enough families who are interested, so that you make it clear that we're going to do popcorn sales, or we're going to sell camp cards, or we have a Christmas tree lot. Whatever your PAC is doing that is an approved fundraising activity, especially if it can fully fund or fund most of their scouting fees, is super important to lay out for families. So quick update about BSA fees effective April 1 of 2024. This better not be an April Fool's joke. While the youth fee is going up $5 to $85 and the adult fee is going up $5 to $65, there is going to be no more $25 one-time new youth member joining fee. That is gone. You may applaud. However, for families signing up, it's still 12 months. So a family who signs up today, actually they'll have to pay the joining fee. A family who signs up in April is still going to be signing up for 12 months. Somebody who signs up when school starts up in August, going to be signing up for 12 months. So they will want to see a 12-month program. Now for sign up night, there are other support items that are available to download. There is a link to where the downloads are found on our sign up page. And let me highlight a few of those. One that we thought, let's put it out there, just a "we're interested in Cub Scout sign-in" sheet, which is available in Word, so that if you want to edit it and add this QR code to shoot an email, you can do that if you want to. Myself, as somebody who used to have to try to interpret the poor penmanship of parents, I love having that QR code because I know I have an email address that works. But you don't have to do that. You can just leave it the raw way and get people's names and addresses, email addresses and phone numbers, so that even if they don't sign up at your sign up event, you can contact them and invite them to your next fun event. We have a new parent skill survey that we've put together. It's updated to reflect the new advancement activities. It's easy to share online. It's also, I hope, a little more enticing so that it doesn't just list be a den leader, but be a den co-leader, be an assistant den leader, so that people don't have to think I'm the only one who's going to be doing the Cub Scout coaching, but I can be part of a team. Other sign-up event tips. Frankly, like this image, it's like you're rehearsing for a play. So build a tight script. If you want to talk about your activities, how you're going to go to space camp and you'll love it, that's all you need to say. If you want to tell a story about the last time you went to space camp, save it for a campfire somewhere. They don't need to hear it that night. They need to just know enough to be interested in doing Cub Scouting. The script needs to sell your activities program. So it is not a good sales pitch to say, we might do this, we might do that, we might do this, we'll have to plan. Know and build an activities program in advance so that we can say, we are planning to do this, and this. If you actually look at the packet flyer that I showed before, there is an asterisk at the bottom that says event leaders may need to still be recruited. So the event may not happen if we don't get enough help. Have multiple leaders and speakers. As Ben said, that shows we have a team. And it says, join our team. This is not a one leader show. Super important. Start on time, end on time. We'll try to do that tonight. Stay on script and have questions at the end. And we will have questions at the end. Ben is going to be watching the chat. We'll also have an email QR so that you can send questions. If there are general issues, we will discuss them for the group. And if it's a one issue, it's an issue for your pack and not everybody, we'll circle back with you later. And you'll do the same thing when you are with families at your sign-up event. And this is another reason to have a lot of leaders there, because if people do have a lot of questions at your sign-up event, if they are all getting in line to talk with one or two leaders, if you have 10 leaders, including maybe some non-registered parents who sort of know the drill, you've got more people who can answer questions. And by answering questions and satisfying concerns of families, help them make the decision to join. So here's another change brought about by having pack run sign-up nights. You can, if you're ready to roll, if you can free solo your school sign-up night, if you're really ready to recruit, you can pick your own date if the school approves. So some districts get frustrated, or some packs get frustrated in some districts where district executives can only schedule, one or two school sign-up nights on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And there may be, 40, 60 schools in the district, and there are some packs that have to wait until September, maybe early October, in order to have a school sign-up night led by a district executive. But if you are ready with your program, ready to roll with recruiting, and you don't need the district executive there to be at your school sign-up night, you can go as early in August as you want to and get started on doing Cub Scouting. Also, you're not limited to Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. If you decide, hey, it makes no sense for us to recruit on a Thursday, we're a Monday pack, we meet every other Monday. We know our leaders and parents could show up on a Monday. A lot of them say they couldn't meet on Thursday. That's why we meet on Monday. If you want to make it easy for families who are going to show up at a school sign-up night on the day you meet, so that it's not a bait and switch when they show up on Thursday and you say, sorry, we're really a Monday pack, go ahead and meet on Monday. I will caveat, I'm obligated to do this, that it makes Buzz Up, if that can be scheduled, harder to support your sign-up night. And the reason is Buzz Up nights work best if it's done the day before the sign-up night. So you do, for a Tuesday sign-up night, a Monday school Buzz Up, kid goes home, has the flyer, is buzzing. Now, if you're having a Monday sign-up night and the kid gets buzzed up on Friday, the buzz may wear off by Monday and they may have forgotten about the Monday sign-up night. So it's a choice to make. So there's advantages and there's disadvantages. It's up to you. Some things are not up to you, namely school requirements, when they'll let you, and common sense. You got to follow that. Like, you don't start earlier than 6. People got to get home from work. don't start later than 7. They got to get done and get their kids home and tuck them into bed. So, but other than that, there's a lot of capacity for PACs to recruit like they want. And now I'm going to ask Ben to talk about buzz ups.
Perfect timing. Thank you, Bert. You saw me cringe a little bit when you said do signups on Mondays. That's used to be a big red flag, but once again, this is something new where we're working with the PACs. But do note what Bert said. The best situation is a buzz up the day before the sign up. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are, in my opinion, the best days to do it. But we want to work with you, what's best with you, and gets the best turnout. As far as buzz ups go, perfect timing. Someone asked in the chat, like, will the executives still be here to do the buzz up? Of course. I would tell you the buzz up is the most significant piece that gets the children to the school. And if you don't know what a buzz up is, just quickly, it's a 1.5 to 2 minute, no more than 2 minute in classroom presentation during the day, where we as professionals have mastered going in and firing up the children in the classroom and tell them to come back the next day. And that's what really gets them to come back to the next day. So we still are here to do that. I will say, if you're up to it, and as a parent or a scout leader want to give it a shot, we'll train you and we'll go with you. I found one of the best seasons I ever had was when I had a partner volunteer that went around with me to all the schools. I know it's during the day, so it does restrict you to who you can do it. But she and I went around to every different school. She helped me keep up with the classrooms that I went to. She helped put the stickers on, and I did all the talking. And it was an awesome partnership, and we killed it that year. So yes, still able to be a part of that as the professionals, and are welcoming anybody else that wants to help us out with that.
And let me chime in. I've got at the bottom there, CCTV, video, YouTube. You may have PAC leaders who aren't able to make buzz ups, but they could record something, and you can put that on YouTube and you could share it. And maybe it could go over closed circuit TV at the school, or the link could be used by the school, and that can be a good selling point. Hat tip to, I think, Charlotte Stewart for that from last October.
Something else I was going to mention as we pull up the screens of other things we offer. Something we launched last year was it was the car rider line competition, where we awarded the best pictures, one per pack. Every scout in that pack got a Pinewood Derby car. And what that meant is they made signs, almost like you're waving people over like a car wash, and they were out in the car rider line saying, come join scouts tomorrow night, or even the day of. Either way, we'll take either one. And those 2 signups did really well that actually had submitted. Believe it or not, we only had two winners, 2 districts win. So 11 districts left on the table an option to win Pinewood Derby cars for their entire pack. And we are going to offer that again this year, so be on the lookout. Some other things that are coming along just like last year. We are going back to the slime for the light up slime. So we'll have slime for incentives to join. Thanks to the Atlanta Braves and some donations that have come in, we're able to provide handbooks to new scouts that join in the fall. Our friends at Waffle House, we have a coupon for a free waffle that is given that night. Launch kits. Somebody in the chat asked what are some good responses to help with new families understanding the increased cost of scouting. One thing to note, new families don't really know about the increased cost of scouting because they don't know what was paid last year. So that's something to think about. However, $85 is still $85. And then if you're charging your dues on top of that, plus there's a cost of uniform, as Bert shared, please do not hide that cost. You need to be transparent. But when you go into it and explain the things that your PAC does, and it's important to show what your dues and fees go towards. Talk about what all the council offers, the resources, the trainings, the camps, everything that we offer there. And then talk about all the things that your PAC does. And then people will sit there and say, oh, okay, $85. It's a real easy comparison. I'm hesitant to do it, but I'll do it. But like you talk about sports, my daughters swim. I don't even want to share what I pay each month for my daughters to swim. I know each of you have family members that play softball, soccer, swim, you name it, fencing. It's out there. And I don't think anybody on this call will dispute the impact that scouting has. Not to take anything away from the other sports and things they do, scouting is hugely impactful, and I think that's what I would do to sell them. Other things we're doing, like I said, the launch kit, that's another thing that helps. I think that's close to like a $30-$40 value that they're getting. I wouldn't say it's free. They're not paying any extra for it, but it's included. It's not being charged. The parent orientation guides, that's something we give them to help them. Braves, bookmarks. And then we'll obviously, big pieces of the recruitment process are yard signs, the standees that you put out. And they don't have to limit those to your schools. Put those in different businesses. I put one in my State Farm agent's office. I put it right slap dab in the middle and dare him to take it down. He'll get my premiums taken away if he does. But peer-to-peer cards, stickers are huge, and then flyers. And that's just to name some of the significant things that are there for us to do. So yeah, those are some things that we wanted to make sure you knew are still happening throughout this year.
All right. Now there's going to be things that the PAC has to prepare and bring, as I've mentioned before, leaders and families for that peer-to-peer recruiting. There is homework. You're going to have to create your PAC packet of information, your list of events, contacts, and so on. We've shared examples of how to do that, and those are on the website. You'll have to prepare your script that you're going to perform when you are having a sign-up event, and be sure that everybody knows their part. There are other elements to print. We showed the sign-in sheet, the parent skill survey. We have available on the sign-up downloads page a piece about how to sign up online through My.Scouting, because it's not 2 steps, it's 10 steps. You can download paper applications there, youth, adult, also Spanish, and financial aid forms, so that if you have a school where there's going to be a need for financial aid, you have the capacity to bring that. We also encourage you, if your PAC treasurer doesn't have one yet, get a credit card reader. You should like that for collecting your PAC program fees, but there are lots of different credit card reader devices out there that will put money that gets swiped into your PAC bank account. Some maybes to also bring are a side activity for kids, and ideally getting an affiliated or nearby Scouts BSA troop to lead kids, so that kids can have fun in the playground or gym while the parents are in the library or cafeteria getting the pitch. And we will identify an easy den adventure plan or two that you might want to share with people who are thinking about being a leader, so that they can see how fun, simple, and easy the new program will be. Other thoughts? Gosh, this is new. It's a lot of work. Who can help us? And the answer is district professionals and district volunteers. There are lots of people who are jazzed up about scouting, who may no longer become masters or den leaders. They may be membership committee members. They may be commissioners or other district volunteers who are immersing themselves into this new way of recruiting and will be working with you. We suggest, or you will see, that district kickoffs will start happening in late April, May, or early June, to be sure that PACs have the opportunity to gather together and your membership people can review those steps in the guide and the playbook for August school sign-up nights. There will be back to school recruiting prep parties in July, which will be an opportunity to be sure that everybody is scheduled, everybody's on course, and also probably to hand out swag like those yard signs and standees and orientation guides and other items. You have roundtables that will hopefully have membership minutes as part of their program, maybe even a deeper dive at sometimes. You'll have commissioners who are contacting you who will hopefully be on board with the new way. And I've added here that your district professional and maybe district membership volunteers will want to get together with you and other PAC leaders for what I call coaching coffees or planning pints. Whatever is your beverage of choice, drink in moderation, either one of those. But those social activities can be a great time to put your heads together, relay to your district team what help you need, what questions you have, and they are going to be happy to make you successful. Now, when you have sign-up events, you are not going to get everybody to say yes. You're going to have a lot of maybes. That's why you have that sign-in sheet, so that after a sign-up event, if somebody says, got to think about it, respect that, but then call, text, email them and invite them to your next fun event. And when they come to a fun event and they make connections and they seem like they're having a good time, that's when you want to reel them in. Notice the fishing photo. Step 6 for successful recruiting is more activities. Simple as that. What are you doing that is going to be fun for families to do? Technically, that means we are in a time of year-round recruiting. If you're having a fun event, a place you're going, a thing you're doing, you can recruit when you want, how you want. Because if you look at our 6 steps for successful recruiting, it starts with a plan for activities. It ends with more activities that are keeping families engaged. And the other steps in between can and should continue to be done during the course of the year. You have a bunch of activities. You just don't promote that in July and August. Share what you did through pictures and videos. Share what you're going to do so that maybe families come and join you. Empower parents to share with their Facebook or Instagram friends and contacts so that more people know about Cub Scouting. As people cross your path and join you on the trail, convert more into being helpers and leaders. As parents who were on the fence about being a leader, do events. Pitch them to be assistants, to be helpers, to find the way that they can help. And use the course of your year to thank your school and community leaders. Don't wait till the end of next year when you're trying to get on the sign-up night calendar. Reach out to them and thank them for what they do and share your achievements. They'll appreciate that. Finally, again, every fun Den Impact family event can be a joining event, even a Pinewood Derby. A tip we have is, you're doing a Pinewood Derby, you want to invite new families to come to it. Would they rather watch or race? You could probably get a lot of your pack families to take last year's car, which is ineligible for the current year's race, but let it be a loaner for new families who show up, and they can run in the, thinking about joining category, and they will probably have as good a time as these kids who are fired up about watching this Pinewood Derby. So really, this means recruiting can be year-round, and we break it into these 3 seasons. We're about to get to spring and summer, a time to relax and retool. It's after rank is earned. And so you can just chill out and do fun things without having to worry about entering who completed what in Scout Book. Just have a good time. But you also have to plan for the upcoming year, because when school starts up, you're going to have to roll out a program. And for that, you'll have to follow the steps that we went into. And then wintertime is not a time not to recruit. It's a time to run your program, retain your current scouts, but you can also recruit in that time. So let's look first at spring and summer. Relax, just chill out, do simple fun stuff. But you're going to have to retool, and you can and plan for the upcoming year. Frankly, it's a sadness, but it happens too often. There are a lot of packs that they'll have their blue and gold banquet, their final end of year award ceremony, and then shut down. And they're like, we are not doing anything until school starts back up. And I say that's a sadness, because you can continue to do Cub Scouting. And this is a pack program suggestion. You don't have to, but we encourage you to just do simple, fun stuff so that you are getting to know your families better. They're getting to know each other better. They are feeling more comfortable. Maybe you're inviting new families to join you. And we think that's the right thing to do for current families and leaders, just to do simple stuff like a cookout, like a bike ride, like a field trip to somewhere y'all want to go. Because Cub Scouting is complicated. It's hard on leaders. So we encourage you to relax with something fun, simple, and easy, which frankly can be a recruiting event too. Because if you're having just a gathering in somebody's yard or in a park, if you make it a welcoming and joining event, you might be able to welcome new families. As you get to know your current non-leader families better, you're maybe going to find some leaders from those families, because they've seen the program. They are now all in on it, and they may see a way that they can help, or you may volunteer them gently a new way to help. You might have new families there, some who are so excited about the program, that you might recruit them, and you will definitely, as you talk about what you might do during the coming year, get people who will say, why don't we go here? Why don't we go there? Why don't we do this? And the answer is, in a lot of cases, why not? If it's fun and it's fun for kids, fun for families, and safe, it can be Cub Scouting. Now, just to be clear, just because we suggest doing something fun, simple, and easy doesn't mean you can't do more advancement activities and awards. Maybe at the end of the spring and beginning of the summer, you decide, let's try to earn every elective under the current program, and let's be sure to do the summer adventure under the new program. And I will tell you that if you have a cookout, a parade, movie on the square, go to a putt-putt golf place, go fishing, you will have already done 2 more activities than you need to do in order to earn the new summer adventure element that's going to be part of the new advancement program. Now, whether you relax or not, whether you have easy cookouts or not, you are going to have to do some retooling and planning, because that's got to happen in late spring, early summer anyway. You've got to look at, do we have a fall calendar that we can pitch to people? Do we have summer fun events that we can do to get people fired up now? Do we have a back to the pack joining event that'll be our fun family sign up event? Have we set up a date for our school sign up night? How many youth are coming back? What size do we think our dens are going to be? What's our need for leaders? So you have to do that planning and follow those steps so that you can deliver on a program and then be successful at recruiting. And then the fall season, or frankly, it's the back to school season, which we all know is now late July, early August. Those are rollout times because school's back. You want to be there on those registration, meet and greet, meet the teacher days, have your back to the pack fun joining events, school sign up night, and then more fun events. There will be district professionals and volunteers checking in with you as you get ready to launch your program and do your school sign-up nights, to check in on any open items that were concerns and to be done at when they met with you in the late spring or summer. And then just remember, if you need help, seek help. Don't wait for your district team to contact you. If you are lost, they want to help because they want you to succeed, and so that you deliver great program. So fall and winter, run the program, retain scouts, and you may recruit new ones, because if your families are seeing that their kids love their den activities, love their pack activities, you're going to retain them, and they may tell other families, and you may recruit new families. Now, for those who are den leaders and are thinking, I do not want anyone to join in November, December, January, February, or March because I don't want to have to redo all the adventures with them, don't worry, you don't have to. That's one of the reasons why we created family-led adventures as needed. We will roll that out again so that anyone who misses a meeting or anybody who signs up late who's keen on earning the rank can help their scout at home and doesn't put more of a burden on you. That said, recruit and be an assistant den leader because it's only right. So season summary, springtime, relax and retool, end of summer into the fall, rollout, and then in wintertime, run the program and retain your scouts, maybe recruit some new ones, and follow the 6 steps of recruiting. And that is our program. We went a little bit over, but I hope it was worthwhile. I thank you. I will turn to Ben and ask Ben if you have questions that we ought to discuss here. Let's do it. Or you can shoot me an email.
Let me add a couple things real quickly before we stop the recording, and then we'll ask questions. We looking like we're owing about 12 minutes of stoppage time. My thing, I just want to bring a little clarity because this is a partnership. There are a lot of delicate things that go on, especially when we're working with schools, and I've seen some things in the chat. But know that when bringing families in on this, it should help with the school access. I know me as a parent, I probably have much better access to the school that my children go to than John Allen in Button Gwinnett. That's just a fact of life. And so this isn't a cut everybody loose and packs go straight to your schools. That's not what we want to do. there's some specific trainings that each district is going to do in May and over the summer that will help PACs and realize, okay, PAC 525 wants to recruit from Simpson Elementary School. Let's coordinate with John Allen, the district executive, to make sure that we go at that school the right way and we make sure we ask for the right things. And you also make sure there's not two people asking the school. So just be patient, know that this is a partnership, and I wanted to make sure everybody understood that part. But I do think it makes us more efficient and effective when we can partner and have parents go into that school. So with that, I'm going to stop the recording, and if people need to head out, they will. But I'll end with this: that know that I think everybody on this call I mentioned believes in scouting, and I believe that everybody, if we get the more people in scouting, the better our communities will be, the better our schools will be, our families will be. And so just think all the things that we're working on and investing in and training is going to go into that one scout that shows up to the school and joins, and you never know 10, 12, 14, 20, 30, 40 years from now what will become of that one person. And so think about that one scout that you do and all the things that you've done to impact and get them recruited turns into people like Bert that then turn around and does a big program like this to encourage the 80 folks that are learning about scouting. So I'll end with thanking you, reiterating the importance of scouting. It's needed more now than ever. And with that, I'm going to pause and stop the recording.